presents Definitely Not a Jew on the Adam Carolla Show. Dateline, Louisville, Kentucky. A 25-year-old man was charged with felony assault after shooting a Wendy's employee in the buttocks. The man was angry over the temperature of his French fries. Definitely not a Jew.
I don't get, Dawson, all the violence. Like, they're out of curly fries at Wendy's. And
everything
the chick goes over the counter to try to choke the person.
Everything is a purposeful affront now.
I just feel like my whole life is just someone looking at me going, "We're out of honey dipping sauce," and me going, "Oh, all right, you got ranch." That's my whole life. I don't know the part where I want to throw hands. It's insane. Also,
I think we're conditioned to getting everything we want all the time,
I guess.
And no one is capable of dealing with not getting it.
Here's the other one, though, that I think about. If you're out of honey dipping sauce over at McDonald's, that's Carl Karcher's fault or whoever. That the guy behind the counter is fucking standing there.
I mean, I shot a guy when my fries were not hot enough.
He was snoring.
Right. My God.
All right, what's going on in the news?
Big news day. Diddy has been acquitted on the most dangerous charges against him. He's been acquitted of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, but he was found guilty on lesser charges. Guilty of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, which sounds a lot like sex trafficking, and 2 counts of not guilty of 1 count of racketeering conspiracy and 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, but guilty only on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Tenny Garagos broke out in tears.
Oh, she did.
The
Mark's daughter.
Yep.
Yeah.
The defense team was being called the Dream Team in the court.
Oh, man.
And you know how these acquittals just bring out the best in people. They were celebrating out in the streets.
Not since OJ.
Yeah.
I love it. I love a win for the black community.
Yep. And the way they did it was dousing everyone with baby oil.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say there's going to be some twerking going on.
There's a winner.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to make sure her fries are the right temperature. I can guarantee
feel like
that.
the black community's taken a step backwards in the last several years.
This is progress, Adam.
Okay, equality.
It's progress.
James Comey's daughter was the prosecutor. Good. Nice loss for that fucking douche family. But, yeah.
Well, they're saying the rumor is, well, not the rumor, I don't know. An idea is that the prosecution way overcharged in hopes of scaring Diddy into making a plea deal and making it easier for them. And that's what the jury was like.
Well,
no, there's no real evidence of this.
Let me bring up this analogy. I was looking at houses, and I've said this before, but I mean it, and it pertains to everything. The pictures for this house were spectacular, but when you showed up, it wasn't a good house. And then at some point, I talked to the realtor, and they go, "Yeah, it's been 2 months, no offers," and I'm like, "Yeah, because your pictures." People aren't buying it online. They're going to show up, and the pictures should look good, but not so much better that people are disappointed. And I would say the same thing for dating apps. You can't fucking take a picture of George Clooney when he's 19. Yeah, use that. But eventually someone's showing up at the Red Lobster and your fat ass is going to be sitting in a booth. So that's how life works. And as far as charging, if you think about it, if a guy is guilty of X, Y, and Z, but you're shooting for the moon, then the jury's going to go, well, I'm not saying he's a good guy, but he ain't that. Yeah, and you're so overcharging is like the pictures being too good online of the home.
It's the padded bra.
Yep. Yeah.
But Diddy's not out of the woods. The crimes that he was convicted of, he still faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison for each count.
Yeah.
So he could still get sentenced to up to 20 years in prison. I don't think it'll be that much.
Time served is what they're going to argue. Tenny Gargas is a sweet, sweet lady. By the way, she's very nice.
Yes.
And good for her. And by the way, they know what they're doing because these are the kind of cases that put you on the map. I mean, if your resumes, I got P.Diddy out.
Something in that Garrigus water over there.
There's going to be some business coming your way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. And, you know, I don't want a legal system where you can be locked up for being a horrible person.
Sure.
I like some crime, some actual crime.
Yeah.
And also stuff. There's a couple things for me. You being a total fucking douche is as much as that's true. Like, I don't want to see DJ Khaled incarcerated just because he's a talentless hack douche.
Well.
You know what I mean? A little time.
I mean, after what he did to that Bob Marley guitar, I don't know.
That's a great. El Kabong played a better guitar.
I mean, I'd support a work release program for him. Maybe,
put an ankle bracelet on it. Send him to wherever they sent Martha Stewart.
Right.
Let him get his affairs in order. But I don't, and also I don't really like the part where they make laws. Like they go, well, this is for racketeering, and this is for human trafficking, and then they're like, but you didn't meet the chick in Nevada, and then you drove her to North Hollywood. So technically, it's like, that's not what the law. Is that why you put the law in there so I can meet a chick at Gold Rush Pete's on the county line over there? What the fuck is that casino called over there?
Whiskey Pete's. Whiskey Pete's, yeah.
So I meet a chick at Whiskey Pete's, and then I drive her to North Hollywood and bang her on a futon, and there's some sort of interstate, trafficking thing going on. I don't want that either.
Right.
P.Diddy, and then there's like gun stuff and drug stuff, but I don't know. In terms of pimping guns and drugs, I feel like the rap community is fairly open about their relationship with the pimp hands and the guns and shit, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like that shouldn't be a revelation to us, should it?
It should. Remember, though, when the FBI raided Diddy's house, they got all these videos, and there was a lot of speculation on who's on these videos and what these videos show. Mm-hmm. Are we never going to see any of that stuff? We're never going to see any of that stuff.
I don't want to see.
I don't want to. Yeah,
I don't want to see Tom Hanks getting pegged.
Right.
Or maybe we do. Listen,
there's a market for that.
Somebody's hit the Epstein Island. Yeah. Someone's hit the plane. Someone's hit the P.Diddy. There's some trifecta. There's some, what do they call it? The EGOT or whatever, the Oscar and the Tony and the Emmy. And there's a couple versions of that for these parties.
Yeah.
There's some celebrity sitting around going,
sex trafficking and hat trick.
I've been to all of them.
Right.
The EGOT.
Right.
I tweeted this out, and I still mean it. I think in a world of just publicity, I feel like Subway has to announce that they're negotiating with P.Diddy to be their new spokesperson. I saw this. Like, I think that would be, first off, we would all stop what we're doing and think about Subway.
Yeah.
And let me tell you how Subway and all sandwiches work. You go, fucking, watch. You tell me, I'll tell you how the human mind works with sandwiches.
Okay.
All right. You tell me that Subway's negotiating with P.Diddy to be their new spokesperson.
Hey, Adam. Did you hear that Subway is negotiating with P.Diddy to be their new spokesperson?
That is outrageous. That's insane. I have a daughter. That's crazy. You know what? I'm never going to get another one of their delectable Italians, 6-inch or 12-inch. I like to put what I do is I put the olive oil in the dressing on top. I'll go light lettuce, and then I'll go olive oil on top.
Have you tried the number 2?
Is that the turkey? Or is that the meat lovers?
I don't know.
The number 2, good, I think, is the turkey and provolone.
Right. That's
what good. Time is it?
I don't know. It's lunchtime.
Is it hungry? What about 1 o'clock?
Yeah. Let's go to
What, you want a
Subway.
6-incher?
I know there's a Subway. Oh, we go footlong, $5 footlong. They don't have it anymore. They're $10 now, but.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to get the provolone and the turkey, and then you get the Italian, and we'll just split it. We'll do the footlong with the
Smart.
6 All right, let's do this. All right. And
Want to listen to
P.
Diddy on the way?
Yeah, let's listen to a little P. Diddy. What are we talking about? Yeah, put some P. Diddy on. I like that thing where he's tipping his cap to the fat guy who got shot.
Next story here. This is a rare left-leaning headline from the New York Post. The headline is, trans UPenn swimmer Lia Thomas will be stripped of titles after university bends the knee to Trump admin.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's everybody... All these universities and all these fucked up organizations and all of Hollywood, they always take a stand, and then someone goes, yeah, we're going to take away the money. And they go, all right, fuck the stand. We want the money. Yeah. So, yes.
So there was a Title IX probe into UPenn and this whole Lia Thomas competing, whatever. They came to an agreement, and UPenn has to do a major mea culpa.
Yeah, I know.
The conditions that UPenn is held to, this is kind of wonderful news. UPenn will restore to female athletes all individual Division I swimming records, titles, or similar recognitions which were misappropriated by male athletes allowed to compete in female categories. UPenn will issue a public statement stating that it will comply with Title IX and not allow males to compete in female sports. The statement will specify that UPenn will adopt biology-based definitions for the words male and female. You're a fucking college.
Well, okay, couple things. I've said it a million times. I always say this. Can we just evolve, or do we have to keep going back and fixing shit we fucked up? So basically, you assholes bought in... I don't know if you ever bought into it, but decided you liked the crowd that said men were men and women were women, or anyone could be what they wanted. There was no biology or XY chromosomes or anything. You fucking did that. Now you have to go back and you have to fix all the retarded shit you should have never bought into in the first place.
Yep.
This is defund the police.
I would imagine
we're going to defund the police. Yeah. Now the town's on fire. Fuck defunding the police.
Yeah.
Well, stop doing the bad ideas in the first place, everyone, and we wouldn't have to circle back and fix everything.
Here's the closer on this. UPenn will have to send a personalized letter of apology to each impacted female swimmer. I love that.
And I love that they're such whores.
And I hope lawsuits come right after this.
All they have to do is hold back a little bit of funding, and they just fucking fold, which is so pathetic. But it's who they are. But it's not like they believed it in the first place.
It's not like they believed it in the first place. Would they come at it? Would they agree to this so aggressive form of apology or change if they actually really did believe that they were doing the right thing?
Right.
They don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't at all. So that they never believed it in the first place. That's my theory. Yeah. My rough theories. No one really believes they're retarded shit in the first place. They're just trying to get invited to the cocktail party, and they don't want to be ostracized. It's right up there with COVID.
Right.
If people thought a mask worked, they wouldn't wear it around their fucking chin with both nostrils exposed when they're telling me to put my mask up.
Right.
If they believed it, they wouldn't do anything. Gavin Newsom wouldn't go to the French Laundry with 30 of his closest friends if he believed it. He doesn't believe it. That's my point. I don't think anyone believes most of this shit.
And 5 years from now, we are going to look back and say, this actually happened. This is insane.
Oh, yeah. I thought that when it was happening.
Well, I mean, generally, the general public, yes. I as well. L.A. hotel owners sounding an alarm, not literal, as $30 minimum wage threatens to cause mass closures. This family hotel in West Los Angeles says, the guy says, my hotel is a family-owned business. We are an important local driver for the community, but they cannot survive the minimum wage being brought up by $2.50 every year until it reaches $30 in 2028. This happens just as the Olympics are supposed to happen in 2028. They're not. It's not going to happen.
Listen,
city's not prepared.
There should be no minimum wage. That's between you and the person.
The market dictates.
We don't need a minimum wage. We don't. And people go, okay, go. Here's everything. Go fucking talk to the neighbor kid. Go find the 15-year-old neighborhood. Bring him over. Wash my car. Okay. How much? There's no just wash my car. Right. How much? Okay. You go $3. Fuck you. I'm not going to do that. Couldn't even get a 6-incher over at Subway. Hey, by the way, did you hear the news? He goes, no. You go, okay. $100. $100. I'll wash every fucking car in your driveway for $100 a car. And then we'll negotiate. And at some point, it'll be worth his while or her while to wash your car. Now, it's going to be different for different people. Because if your neighbor kid is Barron Trump, then you're not going to get him for $11 to wash your car. May not wash your car at all.
Right.
He may never leave his home when you ask him to come over and look at your car. It'll be different for everyone, but that's up to them. It's like prostitutes. There's $50 prostitutes. There's $5,000 prostitutes. There's no set price for a prostitute. You negotiate. That's the price.
So you negotiate with the prostitute.
Every restaurant is that way. They just have a different price. You want to go to fucking Pup and Taco Bell? Go ahead. You want to go to a high-end steak place, Mr. Chow's? Then that's going to be a different price. But that's up. But by the way, and then they go, well, why should people work for slave wages? Okay, first off, slaves didn't get paid, you assholes. If they did, we wouldn't have this problem right now. Right. Number one. Number two, the blacks wouldn't be as angry. Now, I wish we paid them minimum wage, slave minimum wage. But all right, they didn't get paid. They weren't slave wages, number one. Number two, you don't have to work there. You don't have to. No one is obligated to work for slave wages. And by the way, everybody, when I was a carpenter, I made, at some point, I made $15 an hour. And at some point, I tried to get a job as a maintenance guy at the Mervyn's or something, or the whatever, Bullocks or something. And it was like West Valley. It was like a 25-hour week. Steady. I could do comedy, and I could also have a job and kind of support myself. And I remember I went and interviewed with the guys, and it was Tom Collins.
It's a good drink.
And he walked me around the whole place, and I was thinking to myself, I had like that number in my head, like I was like, I'm gonna need $13 an hour, $12 an hour, something like that. And if he offers me $10 an hour, no fucking way. And if he offers me 15, I'm in. But I need, the over-under's like 13, And it was like, we'll be in touch. And I went back to my apartment in North Hollywood. And I sat there, and he called me like that afternoon or whatever. And he goes, all right, I'm prepared to offer you $13 an hour. It was like $12.50 an hour, right? Okay. It was exactly on the Mason-Dixon line. And I was like, no. If he said 15, I would have been driving toward the fucking Mervyn's with my tool bags on. And if he said 10, I would have just hung up.
Right.
But he just got that number right in the middle, and I just sat there, and I was like, no.
Isn't it funny?
But I got to decide.
Exactly.
And he got to make up whatever fucking number he wanted.
Exactly.
And at that point in L.A., minimum wage probably $6.75 an hour, whatever the fuck it was. It didn't factor in. He gave me a number. I had a certain skill set, but not advanced, and I decided.
Minimum wage jobs usually take minimum skill and minimum training. And now they're going to be something that people aspire to have at $30 an hour.
Well, also they do a thing where they go, how's a mother of three supposed to support a family? You're not. You're working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Also, what you don't realize, and you probably do a little bit as a homeowner, it fucks up everyone else's fucking shit because people come over, they want to do yard work for $50 an hour.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
It's like, what? My accountant got $50 an hour. Like, lawyers could. No, I want $50 an hour to do what? To fucking move shit. Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So once you get working at McDonald's to $30 an hour, then the guy who's going to come over and clean your gutters is going to want $80 an hour.
Yeah. Well, the hotel owners say it's unsustainable, and any extra money that they might have made to recover from all the lockdown stuff and everything, because of the Olympics, because of the World Cup, because of Super Bowls, they're not going to make it. Because they got to pay minimum wage. I mean, it's exponential too. We're talking about maybe like how many minimum wage staff do you think there is at a hotel? 50, 100 people?
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah, well, listen, the whole point is the government doesn't need to get involved with this and many other things. Mm-hmm. And by the way, whatever you guys think works, it never works. Whatever it is, whatever you do, it never works. You get the minimum wage to $30, and McDonald's starts outfitting the place with kiosk and Flippy the robot who makes hamburgers, and now no one's got a job. That's it's all unintended consequences. You guys can't control it, and all you do is fuck things up. So please get out of the way.
Yep.
And also, I do want to caution all government bureaucrats. Businesses are much smarter than you are. There's a reason why you're doing what you're doing. You're dumb. You're taking a job. You essentially opted out of competition and the free markets. So you got a nice job. Many of these people are stupid. When you see these people interviewed, you're like, oh, that fucking guy's dumb. That congresswoman's dumb. They're dumb. Business is inherently smart because they have to be, because they're essentially in a world where there's so much competition that they have to be on their toes, always in fighting shape, and always ready, always thinking about their next move, like a grand champion.
There's never been an entrepreneur who has failed upwards.
Right. Yeah. So when you hit them with your bullshit, whatever regulation or whatever that thing is, they zig when you zag, and they go somewhere else, and they just outwit you.
Right.
And then you get unintended consequences. So you want to raise the minimum wage, you're going to get automation and people out of jobs.
Yep.
You want to raise the tax rate, you're going to get people relocating to other jurisdictions where
smaller
lower
staff,
tax rate.
Fewer services.
Right. You get whatever your move is, they got a move plan for your dumb ass.
Right.
Right. All right, let's do one more.
All right, so a dad jumped from a Disney ship to save his daughter. Here's what happened. They were on deck 4 of this Disney cruise ship, and that's the deck where the shuffleboard is.
I had a lot of thoughts about this because everyone's been talking about it.
Okay, well, anyway, there's the rescue. This I'm shocked that she was not killed on impact. That is a very hard fall, and when you hit the ocean like that, it could break every bone in your body.
Is deck 4 stories? Is it 60? No one's really told us the height.
It's approximately 4 stories.
Is it? But because it's ships, like I don't know where the lobby is in the hull.
Deck 1 is way, way low.
Yeah, but way low starts at 25 feet. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's not. I need to know.
I'm going to say it's about 40 feet.
Yeah, it sounds that because it's got a 4 in it. But listen, that's a 4-story building. But you come walking in off the sidewalk, you're on the first floor. But of the ship, you go up 30 feet before you get to the first deck.
That's true. I'm saying. So there may be another 10, 12 feet of space below that All
right, someone's going to have to tell. Listen, you can't figure it out. Here's my point. My point is deck 1 in an office building is on the ground.
Right.
Deck 1 on a cruise ship can be 30 feet in the air.
Exactly.
And then deck 4 is another 30 feet above the already 30 feet. So we'll start to figure that one out. But approximately 50 feet, 5 stories. Okay, here's a question. First off, did he throw the kid off to get attention? Because I would do that.
He was playing shuffleboard with his wife, I guess. Best dad in the world.
This guy's a hero.
The precocious 5-year-old climbed the
railing.
The railing, but there are easy places to climb up on the railing for children. There's a laminate,
and it was a
see-through. Little girl, 5 years old.
Wow, man, that's she's a crackerjack. Like, I like her. She's going to be dead when she's 12 because she's going to crawl up something, fall off of something else.
Yeah, and the dad did what I think any dad would do. Mm-hmm. Just boom, jumped right in after her, and then they had to call a man overboard. And good thing it was daytime, I guess.
Yeah.
Good thing that there wasn't rough seas. This is somewhere between Miami and the Caribbean.
Yeah, the water was warm. It was daytime. It's a good time to go overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, if you ever jumped off of a balcony just for fun on a cruise ship, you're out. They kick you off the boat. Goodbye.
If you jump off a balcony for fun.
Yeah.
Like onto what though?
Like if you jump into the water. I've seen videos of
they
like
kick you off
drunk
the-
kids.
yeah.
You're out.
Oh, well, I mean, you're out, but you got to at least be on the cruise until you get back, right?
No, the next stop, they will kick you off the ship.
But still the next stop. Like if you're going back from Ensenada. Whatever.
They do have these special locks.
They ban you from
future
cruising.
cruises. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
But none of this is going to happen. I don't know if there's going to be a lawsuit. It seems like this guy, I mean, it's a combination of poor parenting. He wasn't paying attention. How your kid is not Spider-Man. Your kid did not get on the other side of this balcony in a split second.
Well, I'll tell you something. I feel like you got to know your kid a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, Sonny would have never tried this shit.
Right.
Natalia, I'd need to keep an eye on.
Right.
Because she was into this shit. You know what I mean? And I feel the same way with the mom who's like, the police shot my son. The Chicago police, your son's 13. Yeah. It was 3 a.m. Yeah. It was a Tuesday. Right. He had a gun. He was running around an alley. Yeah. Okay, that's a little bit on you. Why don't you know where your fucking kid is at 3 and where to get the gun and so on and so forth. So, you got to know your kid. Look, it's a great story. The dad comes off smelling like a rose.
Yep.
And it's great because the dad just got himself a pass for the rest of his life. Like, he's sitting there with his wife, at some point 2 years from now, and they're gonna get the food's ready. You're gonna go pick it up, honey. I had a long day. Oh, you had a long day. So you don't want to get into the car and go over there and pick up the Indian food, huh? You know who else had a long day?
Yeah.
That day I went over the fucking railing, 5 stories above the ocean, into Davy Jones' locker.
Right.
While you just stood there with a shit-eating grin on your face, holding a paddleboard shuffle.
You were drinking
stick.
a pina colada while I was saving our
drunk
daughter.
to save our daughter.
In shark-infested water.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, so I remember that day. So why don't you scoot your ass over to that minivan and go fucking pick me up my takeout food?
That's right. So, yeah.
All right. Alex Thompson is on in the Zoom parlor.
Hey, real quick, may I say,
Yes.
Ralph Pizzullo, fascinating guy.
Agreed.
He has a podcast called Heroes Behind Headlines at HBH Pod. There is 3 episodes that he did with the CIA whistleblower on those Dominion voting systems. So if people want to learn something now and don't want to wait until September, it's hbhpod.com, and the CIA whistleblower is Gary Bernstein.
Interesting, and thank you for that.